My guest tonight is known mostly for playing Big O in Purple RP, or known as Big O in Purple RP. He's a GTA RP streamer, as you can tell. My guest also is amazing and super chill. He's part of the same stream team as I am part of. Like, recently got into the fleet. We're gonna chat about the channel, gaming, and more tonight, as well as some mental health. So please welcome Diezel, or known on Twitch as itsDIEZEL, Diezel with a Z, not an S, to tonight's episode. Welcome, Diezel.
Hey, what's going on?
The first thing I always ask my guests, even though I asked you this as we started the call, is how are you doing tonight?
Today's all right. Ups and downs. I got a flat tire this morning.
Oof. Yeah.
Overall, it's good though. It's cool. No big deal.
Yeah. That sucks though, but like, I don't own a car, so I don't know what to say.
Oh, it's a minor setback.
Okay. So going back to the past, do you remember what was when did you discover Twitch actually? What was the first game you streamed?
Yeah, dude. So, I knew Twitch as Justin TV.
Yeah.
So, I knew Twitch when they rebranded into Twitch. So I've been a long time follower of
over 10
of
years.
the streaming platform. Yeah. Because I'm old, dude. I turned 38 this year.
Oh, that's not old. I'm still in my 30s. Like, I'm 30.
We just make it look good. That's right.
Yeah.
I wanted to stream. I just wanted to stream at first. I don't know. I was interested in it, and when I tried it, I think I streamed Rocket League and some other nonsense games. I did H1Z1 at the time too, but I fell out of streaming. I didn't like. I couldn't deal with talking to the chat at the time. I get random people come in and be assholes to me. I'm like, this isn't cool, man. I don't know if it's really for me. And I kind of sat on it for a long time.
Yeah.
And I juggled the idea of doing it until one day I was doing videos in a website called Fruit Lab. And I was doing fairly well there. I did silly videos. I did 2 rap songs. I made a rap music video. It was just a good time. It was just me just kind of like venting out from a bad relationship turned to a divorce. So it was like kind of like just like this me reaching for an outlet.
Okay.
And then Zelda barking. So and then basically I was doing role play for a long time, and I was like, man, I want to start doing streaming again. And everyone that I played around with was like, you should. And so I did. And that's 3 years ago now. And I do variety. I've done weird things on camera, like just have fun with it, paint my face. I did a 24-hour stream that was hard. I don't know who's got the energy for that, man.
You cut off when you said after like painting my face.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did painting my face, and I did even like a 24-hour stream before, which was a lot of. That was a tough one. We did it as a pizza party too. It was a good time.
Yeah, like gaming wise, do you do something, or have you done anything else besides GTA RP the past 3 years?
But yeah, I do little varieties here and there. I've been playing Path of Exile too. Baldur's Gate. I try to jump in little fun games with my friends like Hamma Pants. It's just here and there. Maybe I'll do like a Lethal Company or a Phasmophobia night. I try to get friends to play Zomboid, but the dedication is sometimes there because you want to do base building, then you get lost in it, and then there's a burnout.
You were talking about random gaming nights.
Yeah. So I do try to keep it a variety. It can be tough sometimes because I just enjoy roleplay. I like being characters. Yeah, I play Big O. I play other characters. I do improv outside of streaming, and I've been trying to figure out a way to incorporate more of like my outside improv stuff that I do with streaming. but it just hasn't been successful yet. But it's still in the works all the time because I would like to bring that to the internet because it'd be fun.
Improv like what, for example?
Improvisational acting.
Yeah.
So I play improv games live on stage and stuff like that once in a while. And I'm in a team of people that I meet up with once a week, and we practice improv games and kind of prepare for getting little gigs here and there. And we do have a guaranteed show once or twice a year. Our next one right now is going to be like around Mother's Day.
Okay, that's cool. That there's a question that I kept for a little bit later, but since you mentioned, you brought up like Hammer Pants and gaming with friends. You're friends with some of the most amazing people that we know. You've mentioned Hammer Pants. Let's also mention Snowstorm Love and more. How did you guys?
Snowstorm, Cooge,
Cooge. How did you guys meet? Do you remember?
Yeah, dude, I was fucking role playing on a server with Unky Dank Meme, and through Unky Dank Meme, I met everybody else.
Oh,
and it was just a cool community. Yeah, I just became friends with everyone. Unky Dank Meme was my inspiration to restart my stream up. I tell him that all the time, which it was just cool, and he was very supportive and helpful. And yeah, it's just cool people, and it's just kind of like trickled and grown over time. And you talk to people through chat, and then you talk to them in Discords, and you become friends with people. And then when I stream, people come in and we chat about like regular stuff. I'm not really much of a person to be a character because I play characters, so I try to be realistic with everyone that comes into my channel, and I try to give a good environment. And everybody I've just kind of learned through the years, and we've talked, and at this point in time I've met Hammer Pants and hung out with him twice. I went to TwitchCon with Cooge and Snowstorm Love, both, and we all stayed at Airbnb for the days we were at TwitchCon. It was a good time, and we threw a big ass barbecue.
Nice. Yeah, I remember when I was like she said like at some point I was watching Storm and she mentioned her Instagram, so I went to follow her. There is a video of you and Cooge on the electric stairs at TwitchCon at some point on her Instagram.
Yeah, with my little dancing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time. I was goofing off.
How long ago was that?
This past TwitchCon. So what was that? I think September.
I didn't actually look at like the date and everything because like I just scroll through stuff and I haven't touched Instagram for a long time. So me going to Instagram to check out the content that Snow had was like me coming out of a long hiatus from Instagram.
Yeah, I'm bad at social medias too. I do Twitch and Discord, and I have a TikTok that I'm okay at, but I'm constantly on the verge of what do I want to turn my TikTok into. I don't know if it's exactly just I don't know. I don't know if I want to do something different there, kind of thing. And I have a Twitter account, but I hate Twitter. I just hate using it. And then it changed, and then I hated the new name. So I don't use it at all. Yeah. I just don't care. Like it's just like I feel like that's on its way out anyways. I'm waiting for the next social media to jump out.
Fair enough. So where did the name itsDIEZEL come from, and what's the lore behind it, and exactly why is it written with a Z or a Z?
It's a very easy question. So this is a high school nickname. itsDIEZEL is because I couldn't just be the regular Diesel, even though I try all the time, but it's always taken to an account that's I think dead. I think it's just one of those names they don't want you to use. So if I ever become a partner, I'm going to try to get the name Diesel. I think that would be super cool. But in the meantime, I'm just itsDIEZEL, and Diesel is my high school nickname that my friends gave me because I'm a big dude. And it's spelled with a Z because I gave one of my best friends the nickname Moses in high school, and Moses we decided was also spelled with a Z at the time because it should sound like it was we wanted it to be spelled like it sounds. So it was just me being a young guy. And when he started calling me Diesel and I spelled it, I obviously spelled it with a Z because I felt it was only appropriate.
That's fair. So, as I mentioned before, you're part of the fleet. This amazing group of people that are actually a big community now. Like, we're more than 54 members. I'm part of the 5 or 4 newest members, and I wasn't able, like, I was looking for like a stream team because I love being part of like a team. I love teamwork, all in all, and I love meeting new people. So I was looking for a team like since 2023, let's say, and it's been a goal for me last year to get onto a team. But then when I applied to 7 teams, and one of them came back like several times no, and then when I reached out to one of the directors, and they were like, I'm sorry, but I cannot do anything about it. Like, it's a no, because like I am part of I'm out for like several people from that team that I tried applying to 3 times, and most of the community there knows me. But when I tried applying to the fleet, I got a response, and Sham reached out to me, and here we are. I'm part of it now, and it's handpicked by Sham Boogie. But the question here is, do you remember how you came across it, and how did you get in? Tell us about the experience.
Sure, dude. I'm a flagship member. I got approached by Sham Boogie while the fleet was still in the idea works, and he explained what the team was going to be to me, and I was part of kind of like a lot of the early on questions of the direction that he was trying to take, because I gave a lot of honesty, and it was just an idea at the time, and I was excited and honored that he approached me. I thought that was fucking cool. Like, we would talk through chat a little bit, or when I'd get a chance to talk to Sham like here and there, but I've never had like a full like sit down hangout like on a Discord call with Sham. So he's just learned to like appreciate me through my stream, and I was just like, this is really awesome that someone's gonna approach me. Obviously I felt it would be good for the stream itself, but I just felt like it was really just like a quality thing to just approach me and ask me to be a part of something, especially when I'm pretty much a totally different type of streamer than he is. And that's what was like interesting to me. And also like, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. He's willing to take the chance to have a more of a variety experience in his overall team. And that's kind of nice, because there's a different bit of Twitch for everybody on Twitch.
Yeah, 100%. And I didn't have my hopes up when I applied, because as I said, like seven teams that I applied to, all of them came back as a no. And then I was like, well, let's try the fleet. What can I lose? And then Hammer Pants approached me first, saying that just a heads up, Sham wants to talk to you, and I put in a very good word in the fleet for you. And I was getting my hopes up again, and then a few months later I got a response from Sham, and he told me like, get to know the team better. He didn't know that I already knew, and I already like was very close with Cooch. I only told, like, he only knew that I'm friends with Hama, and that's it. He didn't know that I knew Heidi. He didn't know that I knew Cooch very well. He didn't know that I also knew Anki Dank Meme. Then everything, like conversation after conversation, it all came to fruition, and here we are. So
see, I'm glad you didn't give up either, and it was a good thing, because it's really it's sad that the people didn't pick you up on those teams, because I've, before obviously doing this with you, I listened to your Twitch tea time, quite a few of them, and I think what you're doing is awesome. So that them overlooking you for whatever reason is kind of crazy, because you bring a very quality approach to your product, I would say.
I mean, probably they overlooked. I appreciate that first thing, but probably they kind of overlooked me because some of the teams that I applied to, I'm a total stranger to them. Like, I don't know anybody from these teams. And then one of my friends and mods told me like, hey, I applied to these teams and I know you're looking for a team, so apply to these. And then a third one that she applied to later on, I also had, like, this is the one that I applied to like 3 times, and it was a no because they were a bit picky on who they choose, I guess, because they're mostly focused on like Dead by Daylight and Phasmophobia, even though I play none of these. I stream none of these, actually. I don't enjoy them. But hey, I told Sham something that I'm gonna say now. Maybe it's the world telling me that it wasn't meant to be. Maybe this is where I'm supposed to be now. And if you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it's yours. And Sham kind of agreed with me, and probably this is what got me into the fleet, that response. Because like, I applied like I think twice to the fleet, because the first time, as I said, I only mentioned Hama, and then Sham asked me like, put in a few more names, get to know a few more people. And I remember that on February 14th, which was like Valentine's Day, I got the approval. Me and 3 other people.
What a Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm. And I don't believe in like relationships and those, but hey, whenever there's love, I'm part of it.
You can't ignore love, man. That's for sure.
Yep. So how many hours per day or week in general do you spend on Twitch?
I watch a lot of Twitch. I lurk a lot of people that I like to watch. I also like to find random streamers and then I'll just watch them. Like if, especially roleplay streamers, I'll totally go watch different servers. I think it's fun. I like to see what other people are doing, experiencing, and producing. Especially if they can act or can't act. I think both are actually quite fun to watch. I don't know. I like to stream. I would like to stream more than I do, but I have an active household during the daytime, and I don't want to be rude to everybody, so I kind of I try to keep it to a later hour. Even though I on some days I could do it more, and I try to. You'll probably see me turn the camera on at least like early once in a while. I try to at least get it once a month where I'm kind of like, surprise, it's early, baby, and here I am.
Yeah, I remember that. Like I think a few weeks ago, maybe last week. Like we're in March. We're recording in March because the episode will come out probably sometime in April. But I remember that you went live at around probably this hour right now, which is like 11 p.m. for me, and this isn't the usual time for you to be on. Assuming like probably this is 5 p.m. Central Time, so you were
4 p.m.
4 p.m. Yeah, close enough.
Close enough.
I think you were on at either this hour, probably an hour later from now, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I was trying to get into a server event.
Yeah. So I started on Twitch because of Call Me Kevin, and he also used to play GTA RP. That's what got me on here. And back in 2021, I was hunting for a PC on a budget. I was sent like $1,000 from mom's family, and I was looking back and forth. Nothing in my budget. Nothing that can handle gaming actually in my budget. So then, probably like because we start the Black Friday sales here very early. Like they start them on Halloween Day and they end on December 2nd. So my colleague at work at the time, his brother had a shop, and I saw on his WhatsApp story that he's selling like a PC for $750. It's like underneath it there's like Black Friday sale 70% off, and I'm like, I'll take it. So I drove all the way, probably like, I don't know, 2 cities, 3, like let's say 4 states over, because we are really small. We're the size probably of Connecticut, or probably maybe of smaller than Maine, actually. So I drove like 4 states over, and I got it from him. And then when I came back, I set it all up, and it could only handle GTA RP at the time. And I had some bad experiences with RP, given that I tried staying in character because I played someone like a person of color, and I used to play her in my GTA Online gameplay back in the day in 2020. So in 2021 I started role playing. I met a lot of people. 2022 I delved more into like Twitch and those. I watched Call Me Kevin back then. 2021 I started watching more GTA RP streamers. One of them was actually Toxic at the end, because I tried, like, there was a server event where it wasn't even Halloween, it was like February, and his stream and the music that he was playing in the background was louder than he is. And I tried telling him, and he tried shutting me up several times, like deleting my messages, timing me out. And I was watching on mobile at the time. I didn't know what was going on because I had lowered the volume, and when I couldn't chat I was like, what's going on? I messaged one of his mods asking, and she had no idea. So then the mod said, like, just a reminder for everyone, just don't meta, keep chat clean, no stream sniping. And I was like, I never meta, and he thought I clapped back at the mod. And so one thing led to another. He reached out to me afterwards. He was a partner, by the way, partner streamer. He reached out to me after stream saying, like, hey, I've taken away the diamond that I've given you at the time, because you clapped back at the mod, and you've been like trying to tell me what to do and stuff. And I told him, like, hey, I wanted what's best for you, man. I wasn't being toxic. I wasn't being I didn't mean to clap back at the mods. If you see it as clap back, then it's your problem. And all I did was try to help, as I always do. And he didn't take that to heart, you know. He was like, well, yeah, you weren't supposed to do that. I know, because it was a server event, and maybe my sound should have been like that. I'm like, okay, but nobody has their music turned up very high that we barely could hear you. He's like, I told you several times, don't say that. And then I said, like, I told him several times, don't say that. Like, one thing led to another. Then I told him, like, hey, probably I overdo stuff because I have ADHD. And he's like, it's not my problem, go get help. That was the trigger for me to just explode at the time. I told him, like, if you don't have mental health issues, or if you don't know about mental health, you don't tell people to go get checked, because that's what happened. And one of his mods actually stepped down because of that event. And I kept, like, asking her about his stream, and she was like, I don't care, I'm not a mod for him anymore. And he didn't stream ever since. And one by one I jumped from stream to stream. Then I went to Don't Starve Together, and from that Don't Starve Together stream where my Twitch journey started, actually, in 2022. And I met a lot of people, and so on.
Yeah GTA communities can be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Roleplay communities in general, there's a lot of people that have a lot of opinions in it, and there's a lot of servers that don't get policed the best way, and it's a mishmash. It's crazy because, like, as an inexperienced role player, you reach for any server, and then you pick up role play from those server styles.
Start learning.
And ultimately, in the long run, it can, like, either teach you that you want more, it can teach you that you don't like it. It's a whole process. Like me, I've been doing it for like 10 years. I started on text roleplay, which was a whole different experience for GTA, but it exists out there. And when I came to 5M, I felt it was much easier, especially when you could have a conversation in a heartbeat on a cell phone. It's much different than and then when you're typing everything.
Yeah.
And for anyone who doesn't know what meta is, meta gaming is finding information while you're outside the game itself and applying it to have an advantage while you're in your character. And
or having someone, let's say it's also part like stream sniping, because someone explained it to me as well in another way, where like let's say X and Y are friends. So X was streaming and Y was role playing. Y was very away from, like, let's say Alta apartments are like where you have the apartments and where you in most servers where you land. It's like your spawn spot, or like where you start off supposedly, or where people meet. So Y wasn't streaming at the time, but someone from X's community learned that someone exploded Y's car, and Y wasn't in the server at the time. So they went and told Y, and Y came back and said, like, someone told me that someone exploded my car. This is kind of like meta, if I'm correct.
Yeah, that's a form of meta, and it sucks because like you get it on smaller servers. Basically, it's people who want to win roleplay, which sucks because it's like you can't just win everything. Like, where's the fun in like not getting caught?
Yeah, I've had a lot of people not only do that, but I've been to a server in 2023. 2024, I haven't RP'd at all until like Blurry Almond invited me to the server she's part of, Unwritten, which is one of the most amazing servers. But the only thing about it is like there's no hotspot. There's nowhere people can meet up. It has people, but you don't know where they are. You have to look for them, and it's tedious. That's the only problem. But I've been to a server in 2022 that ended up having me banned because I've been having a really like an extremely rough day, and I was like talking out of my ass all the time, and I was like very pissed off at everything. Someone, they didn't mean to, but like someone was like reversing on my car and they hit it by mistake, and I got so angry. And then when we went to the apartments right next to the hospital, there was a shooting because this isn't green grass next to the hospital, like the ones next to Pillbox. That wasn't green grass in that server. And they were like, stop right where you are, and I was stopped. And then I randomly tab out because I had to answer. I had one monitor at the time, and they were talking to me and I wasn't answering. And then when I got back, as soon as they shot me, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? If someone doesn't speak, they're in their fucking heads. And they were like, you're not supposed to talk, you're done. I'm like, I don't fucking care, just report me. I'm done with the server. I'm done with the government not being there. I'm done with the admins being like, it's like pay to win. It's like the admins prefer people over people, and then my friend, one of the people I met in the server, was shot earlier. It was like a whole mess. So yeah, after that server, I stopped talking to that person that I met when I first got into my very first city back in 2021. So that messed up my relationship with a lot of people.
Yeah, so everyone kind of goes through that like early on when you roleplay. As you go forward with it, the best thing you have to do is like you literally got to learn to like separate. Like, if you're having a bad day, don't play. Yeah. Your character is not you, so you have to expect your character to have the worst outcomes possible before you log in. Like, if you don't like getting robbed, like, don't play that day. Assume you're gonna get robbed, and it's okay, because I got mentored in the roleplay, and one of the best things that like I was ever told was bad decisions makes great roleplay. And after I started really understanding that, it made sense for me. And the more you like, if you really want to experience it, like, you really got to just like separate yourself and just turn your character into a character that you're watching instead of playing.
Yeah.
And you're just basically interacting with it. And the more you do that, the more fun you're gonna have, because you're gonna like let go, and it's not serious now because it's not you. Who cares if the character gets shot or loses? Also, some of those servers really suck when it comes to rules like that. And the places you play are going to be an environment of what you're going to experience.
Yeah.
And I play on Purple, but I play on Unwritten. You mentioned Unwritten. I do play there too. I've been there for a long time, actually. They rebranded into Unwritten. I've been there before since they rebranded. But I'm also on a server called Onyx. And I'm also...
ONX, yeah.
Yep. And I'm also on
isn't
ONX on Prodigy.
Isn't ONX like the NoPixel of today? Because I know big names. One of the first GTA roleplay streamers, before he got partnered, I knew him back then. He's from Wales. He's one of my Welsh friends, and he used to play RP on NoPixel. NoPixel, that was the exclusive, the whitelisted NoPixel, not the public one.
Yep.
And ONX, now he's on ONX, and the minute he got partnered, I was like in chat. He was like, dude, you're the first one here. I got partnered. I'm like, well, congratulations. I was there from like probably 2022. That was he's one of the people that I actually had a full-on conversation, and he wasn't an asshole. You know, I still follow him to this day.
Yeah, there's some really great people out there, and there's also some really not great people out there.
Yeah.
All around the roleplay community. Some are mean, some are crude, some are great, some are loving, some are really fucking opinionated. So there's like there's four real big servers now, because NoPixel kind of broke up. I think there was people that had discrepancies with it that were on the bigger end. There's some NoPixel streamers on Purple. There's some NoPixel streamers on Prodigy, like Lord Keevan, I think his name is. He plays Mr. K, or he was previously known as Mr. Chang. And then also Onyx. So there's like 4 big servers now among all of them. I personally really enjoy Purple. That's why I play there the most right now.
Yeah, and when I ask you like if it was easier, we had this conversation last stream, I remember, and someone in your chat told me it's not gonna be easy for you to get onto Purple. I thought Purple was one of those, okay, it's a big server with like triple-digit people on there, but I didn't think it was like probably one of the, because at the time I know we called the NoPixel, when we mentioned it, we called it the big city. So I didn't know that there were like 4 new big cities now.
Yeah, and Purple is in the triple digits on the amount of people are there, which is incredible, because normally you don't get a high amount of people and good quality roleplay, but this place does it, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And that's what's caused me to kind of buckle up there.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit more in tune with the rules that I like to play around.
Yeah. So now that I'm thinking about it as well, going back to 2023, before that last server that made me have a falling with a friend, not a falling, but like we got distant. We still talk, but we got distant. So 2 servers before that, I was role-playing as a grandma. So I was like the grandma of someone, and
I also roleplay as a grandma, so you know.
No, for real. Like I was his grandma. He was like a gangster and stuff, and I was like, I approached him and was like, "You're not my son. Get the fuck out of here!" And like, I didn't have a gun at the time. I'm like, I swear if I had a gun, like something like that. And then when it progressed, I got tired of being in character, and he wanted me to be there like 24/7, that person, or whenever he's on. And I started going with my Twitch duties at the time. Like people were relying on me with modding and stuff, and I was enjoying it, and I still do. But I felt like RP was starting to like consume my time, like vacuum my time. And then came that server, Familia RP, the one that was very toxic. I got banned on Familia RP Purple for RDM and for third party for no reason, and for no what's it called, like fear for life or something, fear of life. Sure. Yeah. So this is when I was like, okay, no, this is it for me. I'm not going back. But Unwritten ignited that flame that was like trying to break through for years, and going back to that server that I was role-playing as a grandma on, after a while there was like a shootout, and then I used that shootout to say that tell my friend that I'm done with the server, tell them that your grandma died in that shootout, because I didn't want to go back. And they did a big ass funeral back then for me, and everybody cried because they really, like, at the end they wanted to give me like a medal for that, for how good my RP was and for how random, because I used to crack them up when I like not went out of character, but like I used a male voice like, "Sup, bitch. What did you say?" Awesome. Yeah, it's like I broke up. Awesome. I broke out of character, and then they laughed their asses off. Even when the mafia, when I used to be like kidnapped or anything in that server, I used to be like, "I'm fucking thirsty." They're like, "What did you say?" "I'm thirsty." Okay, like I used a voice changer at the time, but I had a button to just change, and that was hilarious at the time. So going back and forth, transitioning between those voices, like they even hit a car from how much they were laughing, and I was like, "You don't know how to drive, apparently." So one thing led to another, and yeah, then Familia killed my RP love, and then Unwritten reignited it, and there we are. I'm really willing to get into Purple.
Yeah, I just think even if it's not Purple, just get into it with the right state of mind too.
Yeah, because
I think you had a bad experience, and I think a lot of people do.
Not
so
only
I don't
that.
think it's just you.
Not only that. No, I told you what my problem is with Unwritten. It's like I like my friend Blurry isn't there all the time, or when she is there and I want to stream it, she's either on her other character that I haven't met officially yet, or she's probably playing something else, and I don't want to keep badgering her. Like, I want to make friends of my own, and I haven't had the opportunity to do that in Unwritten, because as I said, there's no hotspots, there's nowhere you can meet people, and most of the people that you meet are spread across the map, you know. So that's the only reason why I haven't been RP, even though I want to.
Yeah. No, I get it, dude.
Yeah.
I think I call that chasing roleplay, and I find that on a lot of places, dude, where it's like, you know, there's people out there, but they're all somewhere doing something all the time. So even though you see a number, you don't experience the number. There could be 60 people, but it's a ghost town because everybody's in buildings or everybody's having role play somewhere, and there's not enough bringing everyone together. And then that sucks, right? Because like the whole point of it is to have a communal experience of your character meeting other characters for different forms of experiences.
Yeah, 100%. I'm okay because I'm okay with like having people meet at Alta, for example. I could just there was a time where in the very first server that I roleplayed on which was called Elevated RP.
Okay.
We did nothing other than just chill at Alta. There was like a lot of things that happened. It's like all this roleplay is on YouTube, and it's still one of my best things. One time I was messing with voice mod, and I really enjoyed the auto-tune voice, and I decided to make it a thing. So we went to the Ferris wheel, and I said that it was a mistake, but no, I threw my character out of the Ferris wheel, and ever since then I use that. And she had a concussion, she had memory loss, and every time they ask her like, "Why is your voice like that?" I'm like, "I think I was in a competition singing for Shakira or something," and then the next thing I remember is I swallowed an auto-tune machine. So that was very funny at the time, because they had aliens. even Jesus spawned randomly because elevated RP. So it was a very fun experience, and in this auto-tune voice, I was like playing this African American woman that always picks on men, not picks on, like hits on men and stuff, and she's a retired criminal now in San Andreas and that city, and a lot of funny things happened. We even carried each other, and that ended up turning into like a fidget spinner. But there was really one experience that was super bad. I got fired from my job because I slept for like from 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. and I woke up at 7 a.m. just to be there for the job. And I had ADHD, and I told the boss at the time, I'm like, I'm not gonna be focused on one thing, so whatever I do, please be comprehensive. If I mess up, or if I like become, I don't know, if I mess up here, or if I do this or do that, be more comprehensive. And the next, like, I messed up, like someone took the same order as me, and we did like a lot of mess ups, and at some point he told me like, okay, no worries, you're learning. But the next day he's like, you're fired. And then I learned that someone in the server wanted me to get fired from that job at the arcade.
Yeah, low quality places give low quality experiences, and you find them all over, and the way that you decipher if that's the place is really through your experience or through watching people's experience, because Twitch is normally a good way to find out if you want to play somewhere, even though it doesn't cover the hundreds of thousands of places there are, it feels like, to play. But yeah, it's not uncommon. So when you have bad experiences, it's not uncommon. You're not the only one out there. And everyone kind of goes to that in the search for finding what they truly want to do when it comes to that. And
yeah,
God, you were just talking about something that I really wanted to get it back into for a second, because I felt like it was important.
I spoke about a lot of things.
I know, I'm trying to backpedal a little bit here in my brain.
Yeah.
You said something that I really liked.
Which one? Like which part of when I spoke about elevated, or?
Oh, here, I want to go into like talking about like the amount of time you placed in, because a lot of people are probably like, why would, how do you invest so much time into something like that? Yeah. And it's obviously like, it's no different than like a version of what an MMORPG would be, or like World of Warcraft would be. Those kinds of experiences, because over time you get better cars and housing and better access to weapons for who you talk to or who you know or what you do, and you get like these tie-ins that make you really enjoy the places that you're playing, and they have very similar feels when it comes to time investment on these places and games.
Yeah.
Unless you watch certain people who are playing for content, because it's a content streamer typically is just trying to have as much fun as possible, but it really doesn't even show you what's really going on in the server, because there's a lot of people who will play for those people so they can have those experiences. They don't have to worry about doing all the farming work that a regular player would do. So there's a lot of involvement, just like time involvement. And I think what sucks is you playing on a job, right? I've had a similar experience, by the way. I played on a Redum server, and I was doing gunsmithing, and I had an experience happen where we did a scene on a train. And one of the admins had gotten himself involved, and the dude kind of like shot the whole scene in the foot for no reason. And I was with another one of my favorite people to play with, which is my buddy Victor's a robot. He's awesome. And me and Victor were playing this train scene, and when that got done, it had nothing to do with the gun shop I was working at. But I got a DM about it later, talking about the things that I was talking about on scene, because the person who also was at the gunsmith was also on the sheriffs that I was dealing with, and they didn't like one of my comments. It's like, you know what? That's not a place that I want to play, because for one, it's not a job. It's a volunteer of entertainment, because even though it's a shop, you want to make money, but it's all character play at the end. It's not a real job.
Yeah.
It's the only thing real is your time.
Yeah.
And you being there. And that has to be respected more than anything, because your time is the most valuable thing. Yeah. So the moment that you feel like you're wasting your time, that place is not worth playing.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, for one, this isn't a real job. It shouldn't feel like a real job. And if I'm not having fun, I don't need to fucking be here.
Oh yeah, 100%. This is why I started also like server hopping after Elevated, which I had posted like shorts or mini episodes from GTA Online, like for the first 2 seasons, because I had something called the Diaries of Dandelion. I was creating content, and they were just like me being silly or goofy in GTA Online on console and recording them, and then have them edited and everything with music. But then came season 3 when I started like going into servers, and I found Elevated. This is where I met those people that were friends to this day, but we don't talk that much. I didn't record the grandma one for the RP, because that was after kind of like the transition between what's it called, Familia RP Purple, and after what happened in Purple. So I was kind of like still in that devastated moment where I was like, I'm not even gonna record Familia, but I also felt like I needed to, because I had recorded everything. And then came that moment where I'm like, I'm done, and that's it. I deleted everything, every single rushes, every single footage I had, every single thing that I had unedited, and I just moved on. And the last episode was like kind of like an open episode. It's called The Race, because I was catering an event in something called Arcadia RP. I catered an event that's called The Race, and that was the final episode, and I had hopes for doing at least 7 more seasons, and it never happened because of what happened in Unwritten, Familia, because there was something really toxic. So that day when that friend was shot, the person that I met in the server, that was out of revenge, and that person that shot her was scamming everyone, and I had to kind of like be the hero there and kind of like out him to everyone in front of everyone, and then kept calling him like, this is what my character was, the one you see now, River. That was after Dandelion. And I was like, you're a scammer, you're really no good, you're nothing but a loser and stuff. And he got really angry, and here is where it got really heated up, and I started like telling him, if you fucking throw me in the water and nobody finds me, I swear to God I'm gonna report you. I have everything recorded, because we were alone, like him and I and his assistant in that server, because this really fucked me up that day, because we were only just chilling, and he was like going back and forth and just trying to flirt with that person that he shot afterwards, and that pissed me off, because that person is one of the Angel's girlfriend. And that pissed me off, because she was one of our close friend, and she had nothing to do with this. So for revenge, he kidnapped her, he killed her, he shot her, and then he threw her off a building. That's what they told us after we got banned, after I got banned actually. And we got to a deal where it's like, he's not gonna throw me off into the ocean on one condition, that I don't know him and he doesn't know me. And I was like, okay, and everybody left pissed off. And I told my friend that day, let's say her first initial, C. So I told C that day before X got shot. I told her, like, I've told you since the beginning, this person is no good. Then he hung out on Discord with us afterwards, and I discovered even more that he is no good in real life. and he's just like a bastard and a bitch. And yeah, we got distance ever since. And that's why that was the trigger point where I deleted everything. I'm like, I'm done. I'm not gonna RP. This is why I even told my friend, because it's been a week after this incident, the incident of the grandma being killed, and this incident, it happened within a week. So I told my other friend, I'm like, I'm done. Just do a funeral for her. She didn't react. You tried reanimating her. I'm done. I'm done with RP. I even uninstalled 5M at the time.
So yeah, this is kind of like the reason that like I stream. I really show the experience that like you really should be like aiming for is what I try to do.
Because I got out of character. That's why I didn't want the content there.
Sure, but you shouldn't have to have that feeling, right? Like there was just, it sounds like that place was like, it was negative all around, because if you got that emotional over something going on in the game, something else was triggering you before, more than just the game. And it sounds like there was a lot of players that you were upset with, and that's exactly what I was talking about.
Not a lot of players,
earlier.
That person and everybody, like everybody was being scammed by him, even me, because he was like, well, if you do this, because I invested like a time, and I invested even some of my money to get him materials to make me stuff, craft me stuff, and all he did was like give me empty promises. He even promised my friend at the time, like for example, cars and stuff. I was like, this isn't my problem, it's hers. Like she has to deal with the car thing. But then when he started like going into my territory and messing with my friends, and then hitting on that person that was really close friends with me, and she was the girlfriend of one of the owners or co-owners of the server, and I was friends with that person as well. This is when I was like, okay, no, this is getting out of hand. Like I should do something, even if it's an RP. So I tried playing it professionally, and I made my character get drunk that day when that happened. So he was telling him like, hey, you're a scammer, while being drunk. I was being in character. But then when he was like, stop saying that, and he started stabbing me in front of everybody, and nobody could say anything.
For the record, I totally support in-character scamming.
Yeah, no, I know, but I was trying to be in character because my character was intoxicated at the time.
Sure.
And I didn't want to tell everybody like, okay, he's flirting with someone, and she's getting annoyed of him, and she doesn't want to say. I didn't want to do that. So I found that telling him off like that would be funny at some point, because I'm like, hey, you're a scammer, you're no good, and he knows it. He knew I was drunk in character, but he started asking me like, okay, stop saying that, and he got pissed, and then he started stabbing me, which triggered me. I'm like, oh yeah, well, stab me one more time, let's do this. And I wanted to shoot him, and next thing I know is I got a bullet to the head, and the ocean thing happened. So this is where you said like, okay, this isn't your place, and that's where the trigger point happened. Yeah.
And like I'm saying, like if dude was playing into the whole thing and taking stuff from people, and people were giving it to him, I support that.
Yeah,
actually, I think that's an avenue of roleplay. So some people don't like approaching that, but it also comes down to like, how is it felt on a community level?
Yeah,
because there might be things that I feel on a community level weren't cool, and then it causes an upset on all angles, and then it's more than just playing a character. Now it's now you feel like it's almost, it sounds like to me that you felt like someone was griefing your base. You know what I mean? Like you worked hard on your base, and someone came up and they started nuking out your walls and digging out your floor to cause it all to collapse. And then it was like, oh man, this is my fucking base. What the fuck are you doing?
Exactly.
But like me, I play in places where I want to be griefed, or I expect to get robbed, and that's okay. And that's why I talk heavily about like, play where you are super comfortable and know your community that you're in, because there's very bad communities out there that do roleplay. There's racism allowed in places. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
Some people feel that that's So in the aspect of that, some people feel like that's true role play, because no holds bar. You get to be as nasty as you want to be. However, that's typically a reason to like people who play there on a typical level are racist. So it gives them an excuse to
100%,
be, which is sad. And you experience that, but there are wonderful places out there too that you could feel like your involvement is fantastic and you won't have to deal with assholes.
100%.
And I highly suggest the places that you go to, don't worry about the politics. Stay away from it as much as possible. Just play the server like playing. Treat it as a game board. You're playing your board. You're playing your piece, and then when you're done, you can put your piece away for the night and be happy.
Yeah. This is where I was like starting to learn RP. This was a time in like 2022. Like if you compare my RP back then to my RP now, I knew some stuff, but now if let's say I got robbed, I would stay in character, because I remember one time being shot in Unwritten. I don't mean to meta, I'm just giving an example. And I stayed on the floor. I was like, I can't breathe. I did that.
Let me let you know. Meta only happens if you steal the information and abuse it. I can tell you everything that I did in character, as long as you don't use it. It's not meta.
So
don't worry. Tell me everything.
No. So it was very funny that day. Even like the officers there were like, I felt there's a connection. And so I was like, there was a small, like, you remember at the one time, I think Blurry would tell you, the NPCs were very crazy. Like they were shooting back and forth.
Was there.
So that day I was streaming it, and it happened. And I was like, when the ambulance came, I got into character, and I was like, when they asked me, like, I didn't know if I should reply or not, if I had time to reply, or if I should stay in character. But because my character was still like, I had time before I completely pass out, I was like, all I remember was me walking. Like I did that tone and that voice, and
this is fun doing it.
Yeah, this is the role play that I have now. Like I've learned from my past mistakes. That's what I want to get to. So
I shove a bandana in my mouth when I'm in a trunk, so I sound like I'm muffled. I've gurgled water when I'm drowning. The more you do, the more fun it is.
Oh yeah. Like I am an audiovisual grad, like an audiovisual student, and I implement those in what I do. You know, like let's say I got kidnapped, me and someone in RP one time, and that was before, like a month before Unwritten, and I tried going back to 5M, but Unwritten was like the changing point. So I went one day, and that day I got kidnapped. Like they wanted hostages and stuff, and I was like, I volunteer. And there, everybody couldn't stop laughing. I was like panicking and then crying, and then when they removed the bandana, I was like, I want to go to the bathroom, but I'm scared. And the next minute, I'm like T/ME fart, and she's like, oh god, now I have a hostage that shot himself. Are you happy now? That was very hilarious at the time, and I never forget that.
Yeah, I've had good. I like to get kidnapped personally. That's my most favorite experiences.
Yeah, no, but
I've been kidnapped a lot in good ways.
In Unwritten, I've experienced this in Unwritten as well, where like I played that drama queen, and I like when it was all over, I sobbed, and they were trying to calm me down in character, and I tried not talking much because I couldn't stop laughing, and I didn't want to let them hear that I was laughing, but that was super fun.
Yeah, I like where that's called character breaking, where you're fucking basically pissing your pants and you're trying to still stay in character, but you're losing your cool. And I love that. That's when you know you're having the most fun. I play with my buddy Gizmo, the Gremlin, and Gizmo has a laugh when I break him that causes me to laugh, and it's like I got clips of it where he'll break it, then I'll break, and that's when you're having the absolute most fun. And I play for those moments. I think the coolest thing about roleplay overall is that you have stories from roleplay. Yeah. I think that's the coolest thing. I think the most important thing that anyone can get out of it is the fact that you hear people have these most memorable experiences that they have crafted and created themselves or have been part of. Yeah. And then it sits in their brain rent-free, and these stories exist to be told later on or relived or rehashed. And it's like so cool that you can literally play a game that has no script rails, right? So there's nothing that's like in actual that's supposed to happen that day, and you walk out of that day with some kind of experience where you're like, wow, this was really cool, or this was really bad, or something happened. But either way, overall, it's like memorable experiences, and that fucking is insane that something so simple can be that affecting. But I think that's the beauty and the love of stuff in roleplay, and that's why something like Dungeons of Dragons has lasted so long, and it's now starting to take off, and it kind of shares a platform similar to Grand Theft Auto roleplay or Red M roleplay. And I hope this. I know Second Life, or not Second Life, what is it? The VR chat, they do that kind of stuff. Second Life too, actually. There's a lot of roleplay out there. World of Warcraft has roleplay servers.
I think Minecraft has roleplay as well now.
I believe it. I'm sure Roblox does too.
Yeah. Even like, since you mentioned D&D, Baldur's Gate 3 is based off of D&D.
100%.
Yeah.
Actually, I just started my first D&D campaign with Unky Dank Meme, and I've never played D&D before, but I started playing Baldur's Gate before I really started rolling around in the actual campaign, and that game taught me kind of the fundamentals of Dungeons and Dragons, which is really cool. So if you can play some Baldur's Gate, you'll be easily adaptable to Dungeons and Dragons.
Nice. And there's also something that I wanted to talk about. There's like not only 5M exists, but there's like Rage MP. There's like different roleplay.
Yeah, I was on Rage.
Yeah. What's the difference? Like, what's in your opinion the difference between like 5M and Rage MP? Because Rage MP, I've been told like one of the people that I met in 5M played on Rage MP, and he was streaming it at the time, and I wasn't even I didn't even know. I was like, what city is this? He's like, this city has like 2,000 people in it, and it's on Rage MP. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, how can a server handle that? He's like, well, Rage MP has different mechanics than 5M. 5M probably supports like triple-digit people.
So yeah, different modded servers do different things. There's a server like Eclipse. Eclipse has had thousands of people on it at a time. There are servers like that out there. They get hard to police though. The more people, the more pain in the ass it gets. Rage MP typically is text roleplay, so they can have more people, I would assume, just because they don't have voice systems going on in game, or they'll use third-party voice systems. Rage MP is where I played for the longest time, and that's when I stepped away from Rage MP because I had bad experiences in text roleplay. I even got banned from a server because the server owner didn't like me, and it's a big text roleplay server called GTA World, but they banned me at one point. Just because I was talking shit in another place, and I don't regret that. So it was like not like a ban that I earned while playing there. So I have no problem always talking about it, because I only accidentally get in trouble when I'm role playing because I might get too zany. But overall, Rage is text. 5M is voice. Red M is Red Dead voice.
I think there's another one. I think there's a third one that is also like GTA.
There's also Alt V. Alt V is another one. and they're all. Some places are really incredible. Some of the developers are really real. The dudes are smart. Like it's modding at an extreme level, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
Like when you really get into the base, like the development of GTA roleplay, it can be a super cool experience. And some people don't even have to be good at roleplay to like get into the development side of things, like making cool buildings to go into, or making clothes for people to wear, or making cars and skins for cars.
Not only that, but like I've been to a server in 5M where it's like Liberty City map instead of like San Andreas.
That took a few years. They took a few years to put Liberty City on GTA 5. But it works, and it's really, really impressive at the development level. What these guys are out there making and putting out here for everybody to enjoy, and that's the coolest part, I think, of it all. It's really like it's a huge community. It's massive. It's a reason why it's in the top 10 on Twitch all the time. It's because from top to bottom, it's a big community.
Oh yeah, 100%. So I don't know if you've heard, but a few years back, 5M got purchased by Take-Two Entertainment, or by the company that actually owns Rockstar Games. Have you heard of that?
Rockstar now owns it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I think it's now more kind of like monitored, if I can say.
100%.
Yeah.
So before they owned it, people had McDonald's, Popeye's Chicken, Ford cars, Dodge, fucking BMWs, and Volkswagens. And the problem is that you're using Rockstar's game to advertise this, and they don't pay for the rights to those things. So then it was basically 5M was a place using, and there's still servers that use these things, by the way. That's out there. But they basically were like, hey, we don't want you advertising those products that we never paid the rights for using our game. And eventually they just bought it and told people if they don't take it down, they'll shut your server down, which was cool. But now they own 5M, and with GTA 6, I don't even see it's on the horizon. I still think we got some time before it comes out.
I feel like it might be out this year on console and then next year on PC, but I feel like there might be a shift from 5M to 6M.
I think first and foremost, GTA 6 won't come out till 2026 because the 6 is going to be the most important thing.
Okay.
And it won't come out till the third quarter of quota, which will be Christmas area because they want those sales.
Q4.
So they're gonna focus on holiday sales, and it's gonna drop earlier, and it's gonna be $1 billion drop in 24 hours, just like GTA 5 was. And
it's going to be like 200 gigabytes.
I bet it makes $2 billion in 24 hours.
It's also the biggest game probably in all of history. I've heard it's going to be like 250 gigabytes. It's going to be, if it's on console, they might need like 2 discs for it, because I think the Blu-ray discs, or probably if you're getting it digitally, that won't matter. But to people like me who likes these things to be like hardware, I would buy it on disc, and I'm very sure that Blu-ray discs can contain like 100 gigabytes, if not a bit more, and it's going to be like on several discs.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be a reasonable sized game. I think they're experienced enough, especially with Red M being so high quality and such a massive map, that they kind of got that in control. I think there's a lot of speculation for a game that big. So I don't believe anything. I tried to believe stuff at one point, and then I got fooled, and I'm like, I'm not believing shit until it's official. And we're not going to see it on a computer right away. That's no doubt. They have a contract with consoles that GTA 6 will drop on console first, and it'll probably be like a year exclusive. So if it comes out in 2026, you won't see it come out on PC till probably 2027. And then on top of that, you're going to not experience roleplay more than likely until 2028, when people can make all the mods for it. Because believe it or not, all that GTA roleplay is just modded single player.
Oh yeah.
Because you're not allowed to mess with Grand Theft Auto Online contracted when you download the game.
Have you been to a city that has either Vice City or Liberty City in 5M?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For sure. I checked them out.
Yeah, I did. I was part of like Vice Gaming Network at some point. When I first loaded in, I had like that bad DSL internet where it was like the speed of 1 megabyte per second. I knew it was Vice City because it felt like it. When I loaded in, I could see some buildings that were different, that were reminiscent of Liberty City, but at the time nothing was able to load correctly because of my connection, and I wasn't able to enjoy it. And the first thing I did there was get hit by a car because of that.
I think the coolest experiences I have is seeing what people can create. I know you play on Unwritten, so like the tram that was recently added to that server, which is a monorail system that's around the city. That's not normal to GTA 5. I thought that's super cool. I think it's really impressive that there's people out there making that. Even though it's cool to take old maps and put them into new environments, the problem is that like there's so much more that gets added from those old games. We were so limited on the size because we didn't have the power back then. You know, like I remember Grand Theft Auto 2. I remember the top down running around as a little dot on the screen, spraying rampages and burning everybody alive in the little cities and stuff. It was just this total different experience, but that was like pixel based. And now you look at these graphic games that are just like unbelievable, and they only get better and only more visual. And now they're rehashing old ideas to make it more realistic, which I wasn't excited about the return to Vice City, to be honest with you. I feel that I'm excited. I think it's great. I think it's stupid at the same time, though, because now that they have this ability, instead of going back and redoing what you've done, kind of like, why don't you just go forward and make more? Like,
make a new city.
Let's see a city that we haven't seen before. Yeah. I always assumed that they would do something for Chicago, because it has everything.
Or probably Puerto Rico, like a Latin part of America, for example, like probably, because there were talks at the time.
They did do that.
Cayo Perico. Yeah, no, but like at the time, I remember there were talks about like GTA 6 being called Project Americas, because they're gonna do both North and South America.
Yeah, I don't see it happening. I think a lot of the drive is the ridiculousness of America and the parody of it. Also, America's a joke of itself a lot of the time.
Yeah, so, the U.S.
Depending on how people see it politically, right? So, it's a great place to constantly make fun of, and that's coming from someone who lives here. Make fun of it as much as possible. It's funny as hell, and I think there's a lot of reasons that they went back to Vice City, but I still agree. I would like to see other places. There's so many places that it covers. Give us a DLC or something. Have it in the works. But I understand why they don't, because of how much time it takes. Because over time, what do we want more of? Going into buildings. That's what, thanks to the roleplay community.
100%.
We want to go into more buildings. We don't just want to run through the streets causing chaos. I think.
Yeah.
I think. Sorry. I think a lot of the drive is experiencing the city, and that means like going into the bank and robbing the bank, but also going into an apartment building would be nice, and seeing different apartments, and or the grocery store. I know that sounds silly, but that stuff really matters.
And not only like I think they are gonna implement this in GTA 6, the online counterpart, because I feel like it's gonna be a massive game. Not only that, but like seeing how smart the AI is, and not only maybe we'll see different types of AIs, like let's say a lady in a pink bikini. We're not gonna see like several copies of her, I assume that. But I felt like Vice City would be a good choice, not only because of what you said, but also like they did HD Liberty City, which was one of the best GTA games to ever exist, in my opinion. My favorite of all the GTAs is GTA 4. and then they did San Andreas, which is like GTA 5, and GTA 5 has been like milked a lot. There's like over 10 years of it, like probably 12 years now, and
sure, it launched on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3.
I still have the double disc on Xbox 360. And what's ridiculous is that Vice City didn't have the HD counterpart yet, so it was probably like mandatory or like something we would expect. For now, I'm gonna do like a lightning round. It's like a pop quiz, general questions about you. You can answer either briefly or give a general answer.
All right.
Okay. So, do you have a daily routine that you go by?
Typically I get up for work.
Okay.
I go to work. I work with a family company, and then I come home and it's getting nicer out, so I can walk Zelda, my dog. Who is basically who runs my stream, because everyone's really there for Zelda, and then eventually I'll stream at night. I'll play games too. I play a lot of games off stream, believe it or not, because it's a relaxed period that is nice.
Have you ever used Zelda during roleplay? Like, I know you can control when Zelda barks, but have you used those barks in roleplay at some point? Because my friend one time, going back, like my friend had a dog that couldn't stop barking at some point, and they were like, "Oh my God, she's possessed!" And she played it in character, and she said, like after a while, because she had to just stay there, not move, and then someone slapped her, or like the animation of slapping, and then she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I got possessed for a second. Sorry, I was like probably had a demon inside of me or so." So that was implemented in RP.
Yeah, I do it all the time. She's when she's barking, it's my text message. I like to go simpler. I feel like simple is better. If it's constantly going off, it's like people would be like, "Man, they're just blowing you up." But like, yeah, no, it just doesn't stop, dude.
Yeah,
you know, I've been working on cool alternatives to explain things, if that makes sense.
I need to use that more often sometimes, because or just let my friend know that she could say that sometimes.
Sure.
Anyways, if you were ever to be any object or creature, whether that creature being real or fictional, what would you be and why?
Ooh, that's so deep. I don't know how to answer that. I like mythological beings. I like fictional creatures. I bet a lot of the people that watch me would expect me to say I want to be an eldritch horror, because I do a big Cthulhu-based theme on my stream.
Yeah.
Which is no doubt. But I want to stick to animals for you. I think it's
up to you. I don't mind. It's up to you.
I want to say that I'm going to go with my initial love. I have it tattooed on my body, so I do love dragons a lot.
Ooh, okay.
I feel they're very mystical and wise and powerful, and they're creatures that can represent multiple things. And I really am impressed with the fact that there's not just Western versions, but Eastern versions. And I think they stand the test of time as just an incredible mystical creature that multiple generations have had the chance to dream about, if not possibly, but more than likely not experience, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't know. I don't think so. There could have been. I wasn't around then, but
100%,
more than likely not.
Yeah. So if you could stay one age forever, what age would you be, or would you choose?
Jeez, I'm kind of happy right now. I think I'm at that point where I'm on the edge of getting into I'm gonna be like old feeling. 30s was cool. I'm at the edge of it. 30s was cool. I think 20s was a learning experience. Anybody who wants to stay 18 hasn't experienced enough. I think there's a lot of enjoyment as a child because there's freedom, but I think the true freedom is of being an adult, and there's a lot of experimenting and understanding life through your 20s and early 30s.
100%.
That between 35 and I don't know, maybe 45, I'll say, there's a smoothness to where you understand not only life but who you are as a person, and that's super important. And I think this is maybe like why it's like, you know, the true parental years is because you kind of finally understand how a lot of things work. I won't say everything because not everybody understands how everything works, but a lot of things work.
100%, yeah. And I do say that I want to go back to my 20s because the first half of my 20s was a learning experience. The half of my second half, like, let's not say 25, let's say probably 28 and 29, those last 2 years of the 20s were more of like where I'm starting to adapt and get ready to be 30, because those were the years after when I started learning. Those were because when I said like everything that I told you in segment 1 about RP, that was when I was 27. I was going into 28, and after all these is where I started like fixing my shit, like stabilizing, being more careful with what I do, like learning. And I think, yeah, the 30s is gonna be like different for me.
Yeah, most definitely is. Just don't be scared.
Yeah,
we all gotta get old. I think being scared of getting old bothers a lot of people, but I've never been scared of it. I've always embraced it because it's a constant adventure, and it's okay to miss being young, but like you finally get to do whatever you want as you get old. And if things are bad in your life, you get to change it for yourself and make it better if you can. Some people have, you know, some things will take years to do that, but as long as you know that you can do it, ultimately in the end, that's all that really matters.
100%. Yeah. What would you do with $1 million?
I would buy a house and invest.
Okay, invest in something specific, or
I would probably do some kind of business venture. I'm pretty crafty, and I think I would have a lot of good ideas over time that I could put behind to at least make that money more valuable than it is, as long as it came at one lump sum.
Okay. So what's your biggest pet peeve?
Being told the same thing multiple times.
Like same thing as like same story, same order, same stuff?
It's not like it's like one or two times, but like it gets to a point where like I've listened. So like I know. So like like I get tired of getting told the same thing over and over again. Like I'm and it's okay when people like tell me like, oh, you told me that already. I'm like, all right, cool. Like I'd make note of it because like I know it bothers me, but like yeah, I hate hearing the same thing over and over again. Same stories and stuff. Yeah. Like it's like, all right, cool. Like I got it the first time.
I repeat myself a lot sometimes, but it's not something that I intentionally do, you know. But the thing I hate the most is if you lie, and if you do it with an open heart. Like, okay, white lies, I allow it. But when you lie just to make me feel bad or just to not be honest, like dishonesty mixed with lies, this is the thing I despise the most.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Yeah. Because I've had experiences last year where like something led to another, and at the end it's just all because we had war and they wanted to protect me. So that's all I can say.
It's something I've never experienced, but it sounds like it was out of love, so that's all that matters in the end, right? It's forgivable.
It wasn't out of love until I realized it might have been, because I overreacted because, you know, like the massive noises and stuff here we had. I couldn't like sleep several nights, and I was like under a lot of pressure. But everything collapsed at that time when they told me something, and they started building it up, like backing it up with another lie. Like one lie followed another lie, followed another lie, etc. And it all clogged my mind at one point that it exploded and cost me a lot of things.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. Okay, so what is one thing or person you cannot live without?
I love my dog to death
Yeah.
at the moment. So I need creatures for stability. So I would say my pets.
Fair enough. I was expecting that answer. So what's your comfort off-stream game aside from RP?
Oh, dude. I mess. Typically, everyone sees the games that I'm playing on and off stream. I was playing like Path of Exile 2 for a while there. I like to not play games a lot when I'm off stream sometimes. I like to. I'll doom scroll TikTok and like YouTube, and I'm very political off stream, so I like to watch a lot on politics and see what's going on with global events. And I like to learn a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I'm very interested in different cultures, religions, and stories. And I like reading books. And role plays my experience of being able to tell my own stories.
Nice.
So that's why I do that. But off stream, as I've gotten older, I've played less games off stream besides roleplay, which is like just that's really my release.
Your cup of tea.
But it's my cup of tea. But yeah, off stream, I'll be dicking off more than anything.
Okay. So since you mentioned politics, that's a question I've been dodging or avoiding, but I'm gonna ask you: if you were if you were president for one day, what would you do?
Oh, dude, I'm like super progressive. I would do like everything progressive. Like, first and foremost, I believe in legalizing marijuana. So like that's like one of the most important things like throughout ever. Even though it's legalized in some states, it's not federally legal here. So I think it deserves to be federally legal. I think it's it's long overcooked, and the people who are afraid of it are like old world, and it's stupid. Yeah, I think it's safer than liquor in most reasons, and it's medicinal. I would do a lot of things that people it's very argumentative with people. I want universal health care, for instance. I think it's ridiculous that I don't have it, and I see people who suffer, and I see the benefit in state paid schooling and better schooling. I think our country sucks when it comes to education personally. And I think I think over time people have lost their way with understanding science, and I think a lot of that comes into not wanting to let go of religion. And I think there's this constant battle throughout history where science and religion are at each other's necks, and it's constantly holding us back in so many different ways that it's understandable that people have a hard time letting go of their faith for the understanding of science. But faith shouldn't have to be there to control everything, and it's okay to still have your faith and not be in control, because isn't that what faith is anyways? And I think more people should be okay with each other over their differences, because I think too many people are way too judgmental, and it's ridiculous at times. And I think in most recent years, and maybe like it's a cause of like the internet and finally everybody being interlinked, because as I've grown up, I saw pre-internet to now like full-blown internet. And I think the thing is that everybody finally got the chance to realize that they're more like each other than they realized. And there's a lot of fundamentals there that have been overlooked that we didn't realize that we all share across the world. Like, how cool is it that I'm having a discussion all the way across the world with you right now? Like, that should be mind-blowing to people, because at one point in time, this would be a very expensive thing to do or impossible thing to do. So it's very like amazing that we can just sit down and have that kind of conversation.
Yeah.
So like first day, I don't know if I had it for one day, it would be a thing in America, because America is very government. Our political system is checks and balances typically, and it's hard to say that you're going to pass anything. But I think influential ideas matter in the long scheme of thing, and people who truly believe in good progression over time, it's a fight, but you do get there as long as it's for a positive movement. And I think we need more. I think I talked to you about I'm on a whole thing of positivity, so we need to like be more positive, and we have to be okay with not agreeing with each other, like on all levels.
Yeah.
All
100%.
levels.
100%, yeah, because the world has been, there's a more evil dominant in the world lately, sadly, than there is like good or positive vibes.
Everybody wants to be right, dude. I think that's the thing, is everybody's afraid to be wrong, and it's okay. Like for some reason people forgot that it's okay to be wrong, and in fact it's important to be wrong, because if you're never wrong, how do you learn?
100%. Every day, every coming day, or every new day is a lesson.
Yeah, dude. Every moment, you can learn a lesson with in 5 minutes just by coming across a stupid video, and you're like, wow, I didn't know that. Like that's crazy.
100%. Okay, what's one of your all-time favorite songs?
That's a heavy loaded question, but I'm gonna go with Pink Floyd.
Which one?
I
don't know.
Probably Wish You Were Here. I listen to so much music, but that's one of my all-time favorites for sure. I've never seen Pink Floyd live, and I've seen a lot of live bands. I've 100%. Seen Ozzy like 10 times.
100%. I've seen probably Evanescence. One time, actually not several times. One time, there was also Charlie XCX that came here, Ellie Goulding, some UK artists back in 2015, and that was a fun time, honestly. Like, I feel like the 2010s and the 2000s were more of a fun time than the 2020s.
I'm sad because so much of the world doesn't get to experience like constant like touring of music artists.
Yeah, here we had Celine Dion supposedly before her case, before she had that case that she had now. She was supposed to have a concert here in 2019, and then she canceled it. You want to know why? Because of the stupidest reason ever.
Wait for it.
So she asked, like, I'm not gonna ask for much. I just need security on stage and off stage. Like, when I just security escorting me from the airport to the stage, on stage, and then back to the airport. They were like, bring your own security. We can't have or give that to you. We can't promise you that. She was like, cancel all my concerts. I'm never coming back. And I got so depressed because I wanted to see Celine Dion.
What's your favorite Celine Dion song?
Actually, it's a French one.
Okay.
It's called Encore un soir, One More Night. Like, after her husband died, she released a French album, and in that song she's like, one more night, one more hour, one more time. I just need to experience the world. I need more time. And she's talking about like loss in that song, and I connected with that song back in 2016 so hard. But then she released her last album in a while. She hasn't released an album since 2019. English songs I like. I'm Flying on My Own. It's like one of her first EDM songs, like actual progressive house. You would hear it and you'd say, okay, this song should be part of like a DJ set, because it's already deep house. It's already not deep house, progressive house. If you hear it, you could say that, okay, this should have been released in 2013. And I love how experimental she is. Like,
I listen to a couple people who do EDM stuff, but
Yeah.
EDM something I haven't gotten into, but I want to. I want to go to an EDM show so bad. I went to Lollapalooza, and ended up at I was going to see Billie Eilish with my friend.
Oh wow!
Because she wanted to see Billie Eilish, so she asked me if I'd go. I'm like, yeah, I'll go. I don't care.
One of
No, I'm not a Billie Eilish fan. I just was going because why not? She was incredible too, by the way.
Incredible.
Yeah, she has such a pretty voice. But I'm not. I'll go to anything, dude. I love live music. What doesn't matter. I'm there. Like, you want to go? Like, let's fucking go. It's cool. Yeah. But while we were waiting, we ended up at some EDM going on, and it was amazing. I got high as hell too. It was fantastic. I was feeling the music like you wouldn't believe.
Nice.
It was awesome, dude. Like, the whole thing.
I can imagine. One of my lifelong dreams is to either meet Kelly Clarkson in person, or at least like probably attend one of her shows, or attend one of her concerts and have her probably sign like merch or a shirt or a CD for me. Because Kelly Clarkson has been like a life changer to me since 2015, since she released Piece by Piece, which now is an album she hates because she made it for her husband that is now her ex, because her last album, Chemistry, was more about like divorce, and it was nominated for a Grammy, sadly, but Taylor Swift snatched. That was like not last year, the year before, because she released it in 2023, I think. So
yeah. I listen to a lot of heavy metal and rap.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty much where I'm at.
Yeah, and when it comes to metal, because I love metal and EDM, mostly like dubstep and those as well. But anything commercial that clicks with me, I'm very down for it.
You listen to Electric Callboy?
Oh yeah. Okay. I love them.
I'm sure.
My favorite metal band of all time is Bullet for My Valentine.
Interesting choice. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Because their songs, I could have said Evanescence, because easy choice, right? But no, Bullet for My Valentine have songs that kind of like fill my head when I'm angry and kind of calm me down. Like, for example, You Want a Battle, Here's a War, which is the song that I got inspired to make a song off my metal album that I released in February called Angst. It's a double album, Angst. It has like 32 songs. The song that I got inspired to do is called This Is War. This is war, this is war, madness, fury, insanity, this is war. I just wrote it out of like rage and anger towards something that happened at work with me. And then I had submitted the album, and then I took it down because I wanted to include a song called Dead by Daylight that I wrote recently, and I use AI for all of this. But Dead by Daylight is kind of me being quirky with games, where there's a place where it says, Dead by daylight, you shot me down, head full of delight, you went out of town. Today I'm left for dead, tomorrow I'll be back for blood. In this dying light, it's not heaven or paradise. So I mentioned 4 games in just 2 paragraphs, in just like 2 verses. I mentioned 4 games, which was like a very silly and quirky song, and I wanted to just purge out all my negative energy, all the negative experiences, all the anger I had into one simple record and just move on, because the next record is going to be more disco, more love, more romance oriented.
Well, you better let me know when it comes out. I'm going to listen to it for you.
Sure. It's called Simulation Theory. I chose that name because we are at a point in life where AI is starting to dominate, and Simulation Theory is a song about like imagine us being in a simulation.
Yeah, I feel there's a lot of people that feel that way.
Yeah. Okay. What's one of your all-time favorite movies?
Fifth Element.
Nice. I used to have a favorite movie up to a point where I've outgrown it. It was The Fault in Our Stars because it spoke about cancer. And then I experienced people who had cancer, like my uncle, and lately my second cousin, who passed away at the age of 24 in January, sadly from bone cancer. And that devastated me. What broke me the most is her memorial on March 2nd, because I had to travel from where I live, which is in the heart of the country, to the north of the country. And seeing her images and not having her with us just broke me that day. And I was like all emotional. I just sucked it all up, came back, did a stream, because I'm a showbiz kind of guy. So it's like the show must go on, regardless.
But I think communities like being authentic with their favorite streamers too, so that's good because you bring that realism. That's good for you.
Oh yeah,
not everybody has that.
I told everybody my problems, and I told them like, okay, it's been a weird day. I'm just here to de-stress, like chill, just have fun. Because I had a co-stream with one of my friends and mods that day, and I had fun on Don't Starve Together, which is one of my favorite games of all time. But recently, I think I don't actually have like a favorite movie. But if I want to name one movie that's really good, it would be Lila and Eve. Lila and Eve. It's I think what's her name? Viola Davis and Jennifer Lopez.
I picked Fifth Element for the simple reason that it's like the most fun movie I can watch because I feel like it's a single story and it's done in a single movie and there's no need to have a sequel to it. And it was so cheesy and perfect for what it was, and it holds up. I'm a big sci-fi guy, so I have a life-size Yoda in my room. I love Star Wars. I have a whole toy collection. I'm pops, all that stuff. I love.
There's a lot of
this stuff.
There's a lot of Star like Yoda stuff on Tangia that I use to just throw hammer with. There's a Yoda in Tangia where it's like he eats a banana. And it's hilarious how he eats a banana and his whole face is covered with banana, and then he hugs the peel and then he throws it. That's so funny, honestly.
I'm pretty sure I've seen it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've seen it.
Yeah. Now to think of it, actually I do have a favorite movie. It can easily be either all of the Minion, not Despicable Me, all of the Minion movies, or Shrek movies. Actually.
Could you narrow it down to your favorite Shrek out of all of the Shreks? Because like I'm a Star Wars fan, but like
second one.
I would like have to say Return of the Jedi is like my favorite movie for Star Wars.
I think Shrek 2 is by far the best because I keep quoting a lot of things from Shrek 2. Like for example, let's say people just start screaming each other's names in chat, and then there's me. I'm like Donkey. Let's say like Diezel, Hammer, Snow, and then there's me, Donkey.
Do you feel that's because all the characters were like kind of like developed by then, and like it was more personal? It was more of a personable experience than the first one.
Oh, I feel like the first one had its own thing, but they got to a point where like it turned into a fairy tale, you know. But then they knew what they were doing, and then the second one. Some people don't like the third one, but the third one is by far my second favorite Shrek movie.
I even love the game. Boots, right?
Yes, I even like the game Shrek the Third.
Nice.
Yeah, I played that a lot. I didn't get to finish it because I was a dumb, wild kid, but I want to finish it someday. Honestly,
I want to go back and play Kingdom Hearts, so I understand.
I love Kingdom Hearts. I recently finished Kingdom Hearts 3. It's one of my favorite games of the franchise. I need to go back and... Because I started off with Kingdom Hearts 2, actually. And then I love 3.
They combined my favorite franchises for that. Like I used to love Final Fantasy. I feel like they kind of lost their way over time.
Yeah.
Too much of like trying to reinvent the wheel. You know what I mean? Like that's you're like releasing, like you're like reinventing the wheel every time. It's just ridiculous, dude. Like it's okay to go back to that original formula is actually more missed, I think, than anything.
Yeah, I feel like in Kingdom Hearts 3 they used Pixar, which attracted me more because I really wish Pixar wasn't a part of Disney, because I feel like Pixar has more superior movies than Disney has. Because, okay, Disney has Frozen, we can argue about that all you want, because one, Frozen is everywhere. It's like Mariah Carey in Christmas. It's like, please, can we stop? Can we contain this? They're preparing Frozen 3 and 4.
I'm not surprised. Frozen's a phenomenon.
Yeah.
It's just a new Disney princess, that's all. There'll be another one
I know, but still, like, it's like people are drooling all over it, which is one thing I really hate. Like when you overhype something and you over advertise something and then you brainwash people, or it just brainwashes people into, like, at some point, I don't know if you remember, at some point, like, Dora the Explorer was a thing, Peppa Pig was a thing, it was on every single child's backpack.
Sure.
Yeah, same for Frozen, which is like, no, please, like, can we stop? I know it's a phenomenon, but like, end it here. I don't see like a sequel rise unless you want to just like jerk the money out of it. I think the Minions, Despicable Me might be ending. Like, they might do one more Despicable Me and that's it. Like Despicable Me, I think 5 or 6, and then they're gonna end it, because this is where the story is like potentially should end. It should have ended in this one, but I'm excited. And same for Toy Story. Toy Story 5 is coming, and I'm excited for it because I do see potential for the story, because Pixar's movies are better than Disney's movies, honestly.
See, but like, I'm someone who felt like Toy Story was done at 3, right? Like 3 was like,
yes.
that they could have stopped right there. It was a full ending,
but,
and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
But money gets in the way, but that's okay. People get to enjoy it. And I don't know, Frozen isn't a movie that's made for me, so should it be stopped making? I don't think so.
Yeah,
if it's still doing good and the little girls are happy watching it and everyone wants to sing Frozen songs, like I'm more supportive of it. Like,
just
cool,
let it go.
Keep making them if let it happen. Like, that's cool. Who's the next one though? It's gonna be another princess that comes about, and it's something else. And you know, you gotta understand, like, people like side characters these days, and we're in an age where you can have a spin-off web series. So like, you can like a character and get more of that character, or when we were younger, you didn't get that. You didn't get that. I remember when when Lion King 1.5 came out, and it was the story of Timon and Pumbaa, and I was already in my teens, but I still watched it because I loved Lion King.
I forgot that existed. I loved that so much.
And my favorite Disney characters are Timon and Pumbaa, so I got to experience that whole movie from their perspective, and I loved the hell out of it. Yeah. So I'm kind of happy that they can do kind of stuff like that, to be honest with you.
No, but like, I feel like, okay, I don't mind them.
But Pixar is the more superior. Yeah. WALL-E, The Incredibles, Toy Story,
Ant Life, Cars.
Ant Life. I didn't watch Cars, but I know the success of Cars. Yeah, dude, like, Pixar nails it. Yeah. More often than not. But I think they might take their time into it. Yeah. But I think it kind of sucks that Disney owns them, because it's like,
sadly.
Why?
I feel like
video game purposes. Like,
I feel like Disney might own at some point as well. Might own DreamWorks because of the success of it. Because DreamWorks also did this with Madagascar. Like, I feel like Madagascar could have had one more movie and that's it. Like, instead of making Madagascar 1, 2, 3 and stop there, they could have made Madagascar 4. But because of how unsuccessful Madagascar 3 was, to me it was hilarious. I loved it. I wanted one more. They could have stopped at the 4th one. But it was probably, they put the safe way out. But I feel like Madagascar should have one more, so that the generation of today could get introduced to that. Because my very first ever movie that I saw in my whole life was Ice Age. the first one.
I loved Ice Age.
Yeah. Okay, so
I saw it in theaters. If it makes you feel better.
I did too. I was like scared of the saber tooth at the time. I was like 6 years old, 7 years old.
When I was a kid, I was scared of the T-Rex in Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah. It was a choice between Spider-Man at school actually, or Ice Age. So some people went to see Spider-Man, some people went to see Ice Age, and then the week after they switched it. Then the people who saw Ice Age went to see Spider-Man. And I think, since we're talking movies now, I think Sony did a better job with Marvel than Disney is, actually.
I disagree, 100%. I'm a huge comic book fan, and I'm a big Spider-Man fan. And I think the Spider-Man movies were good, but they didn't keep making good Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
The Amazing with their Amazing Spider-Man series,
With
which
Andrew
is not
Garfield?
with Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield. Yeah. Is that Andrew Garfield?
I
The
think
second
so.
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
who's-
Andrew. It was like Andrew Garfield. It was Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, then I think Tom Holland or something.
Thank you. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah, so his universe was okay at best. I felt like everything was. I feel like Tobey Maguire's character did a better shit-talking Spider-Man, which is supposed to be more fun, and it's unfair because William Dafoe as the Green Goblin was ultimate as fuck, dude. Because William Dafoe is an incredible actor.
Oh yeah.
So, but we also got to experience that with Tom Holland finally, and their big Spider-Man movie where they combined everybody. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the universe it's aimed in a better direction with Marvel's Spider-Man, because Spider-Man is someone who needs all the characters to work the best. Because if you read Spider-Man isn't everybody's comic book, and that's what the cool part about Spider-Man is he's like this superhero that can be everywhere, and he's always more incredible than he lets himself be. Like he's stronger than people realize. Like he can pick up a skyscraper, right? But you don't really see him do that ever, but he can do it. And when he's pushed to his limits, he gets to excel those limits. And I think the brand has done really good, because now we have the Miles Morales Spider-Man, who was a hit.
Yeah.
And I think between those two, and Miles Morales is one of the most successful black comic book characters ever, and he's awesome. Because like before him, I would say it was Static Shock. I loved Static Shock. They have kind of that same funness, but it was really just nice to see that Spider-Man in the new generation taking off. So I think the movies were good. I think Marvel's just handling it better, just because of the fact that he can be everywhere.
Yeah, not only that, you might think I'm biased because I'm saying that, but I'm more of a DC fan than Marvel, because Marvel lately, aside from Spider-Man and Deadpool and those, I feel like Marvel is turning their superheroes into comedic or comedians. I prefer my superheroes a bit more serious than this. Okay, crack a joke every now and then, make us laugh, but not like every single scene of the movie. Like, I don't want to hear the Hulk say poorly written stuff every 5 seconds. I don't want to hear Groot say poorly written stuff, if he ever was able to do that, or if they translated. I've never seen a movie with Groot in it, and I don't wanna. I've seen Deadpool, I've seen The Amazing Spider-Man, and I've seen the first Spider-Mans with Tobey Maguire. After Iron Man, once Disney bought Marvel, it's when I started feeling like a decline in the quality. And I think the Age of Ultron with the Amazing Spider-Man, the Age of Ultron was their worst Spider-Man movie, in my opinion, and many people have said that.
It wasn't a Spider-Man movie.
It was the Amazing Spider-Man.
Age of Ultron was an Avengers movie.
Not Age of Ultron. There was a Spider-Man movie, actually. Not Age of Ultron. Hold on. The Amazing Spider-Man. There were movies of that. There is a movie.
What, the animated movie?
No, it was one of the. But Age of Ultron, yeah, did horridly. But Spider-Man, hold on. I remember. I'm just googling it. The Amazing Spider-Man movies. I am pretty sure. There was I think there was one of the movies that didn't do well here in my country. That was The Amazing Spider-Man. It was like a backlash. Oh, there were only 2 movies. So it might be this or it might be The Age of Ultron. One of these movies. But I do remember there was Spider-Man in the trailer and stuff. So one of these. I
don't even know if he was in Age of Ultron. I don't know if he was. I think he was there for a brief moment, but it wasn't really taken off yet.
Probably.
But this is where you're going to get the most controversial moment out of me. But I do not like DC. I think it's. I think they overcharge their characters because their characters aren't that great.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't think they've done movies good at all.
They've restarted the whole universe, by the way, recently.
Again.
Yeah,
again.
No, they
not even again. It's again.
No, but
3 times now.
Have they? I didn't know
James
that.
Gunn's taking it over now. He's restarting it again.
It's not DC. It's not the DC universe now. It's now DC Studios.
And you know what? They have bad characters for publicity. No one cares about their lineup. And I think that's where DC faults, because Marvel has better comic book characters in publicity, and people will argue with that with me, and that's okay. But DC has Spider-Man,
Marvel.
DC has Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and that's their big lineup. There's the Flash. But not everybody's going to always think of the Flash.
Yeah.
And not everyone's going to always
There's
think of
the
Aquaman.
Joker.
Typically, Aquaman's weak, but Joker's Batman.
I know.
So it doesn't matter, right?
Okay.
That's all Batman universe.
Mm-hmm.
And that's their most successful character is Batman.
Yeah.
And it's the only character that they keep making money off of and keep reusing.
Yeah.
How many times are we going to see the Batman beginning? How many times we're going to see the Batman start over? And you know what? Why haven't we seen cool Batmans like Terry McGinnis, the Batman Beyond? That would be really cool to see. Why isn't those characters getting pushed out? Because they get stuck. They can't produce it because honestly, their characters are too powerful. They're built to not lose all the time, and that's the fun of their characters. But it's hard to put a character who's never going to lose into a movie without lowering that power scale to make it more watchable, and or cranking it all the way up. And you're going to have to put a big bad up there, and then people are going to be very critical of you for putting a big bad up there. That's Marvel doing Thanos was huge, because I don't know if you know Marvel enough, but Thanos is a huge villain in Marvel, and for them to take on the Infinity War was a very big challenge and success at the same time, and awesome. And when Justice League brought on Doomsday, they sucked with Doomsday, dude. They and I don't know if you watched the director's cut version of the Justice League movie, which was
no.
I already know League's better. It's 4 hours long. It was it was way better, way better.
The director's edition, the director's cut.
Yes, yeah, it was way better. League's better.
Yeah,
and still wasn't that great, and they still changed the whole thing.
Yeah.
Batfleck was awesome. I think that I could argue who's the better Batmans and stuff. I think Batman comic accurate. I think Ben Affleck's Batman is the most comic accurate Batman we've seen. My favorite.
Yeah.
My favorite's the original. Michael Keaton's Batman.
Michael Keaton. Batman. Yeah. This is the one I've been thinking of. Like, who was the original Batman? Yeah, Michael Keaton. Yeah. But
I think George Clooney was a great Bruce Wayne.
I haven't seen the George Clooney. I haven't seen all of the Batman movies yet. Even the newest ones with like Robert Pattinson, I haven't seen it yet. But
I think Superman can't make a good Superman movie to save their life, dude.
We'll see. I hope the new Superman movie will be good, because they really like changed everything, changed the formula. They even said all the events that didn't happen like in the past movies, even the first movies, are just all wiped out. It's like a new, fresh, clean start.
You know what it is, man? Is they need to tell Superman's story slower, and that's why his TV series has done so good, because he needs to be brought up to speed and not like just thrown at you full Superman, because full Superman kicks ass. Yeah.
But I will also agree with you that Ben Affleck's Batman, like the Batman Begins, The Dark Knight Rises. Fun fact, The Dark Knight Rises is the highest rated superhero movie on IMDb with 9.9 out of 10. Even Deadpool came close with 9.8. So
Deadpool's the #1 R-rated movie in the world, and that's a cool thing to have.
Yep, I agree with that. I love Deadpool. He cracks me up.
And The Dark Knight Rises, it's because of Heath Ledger's Joker, not because of Batman.
100%. Yep.
That's okay.
Okay, Diesel, one sec. Alright, so we're still talking about movies in this aspect. But I want to know if you were to redo any of the movies, any of the superhero movies, under your direction or under your supervision or anything, which movie would you redo?
Oh, that's so heavy duty. X-Men. Probably. They just the third one got too ridiculous. They fell off of the direction that it was going. It's probably a lot to do with Fox Studios at the time.
Oh yeah.
They just ventured too far away from. So I have this issue, dude. I'm glad this is. I'm going to actually take your question and turn it into something a little deeper.
Yep.
I feel, and this goes with video game movies more than comic book movies, but I feel that. So my I'm going to put my personal basis into this first. My cousin works for DreamWorks. My cousin's somebody who reads books, and then she tells the studio if that's a book worthy of being turned into a movie. Okay? And I've had good talks with her, and I'm not going to discredit her on her ability to dissect a book and its fundamentals. But I think somewhere in there she gets lost in the sauce of the art of writing. And I get a lot of that back as like her descriptions to me as the stuff that she in turn wants to author. She's an author too, and she wants to write and talk about. And I see it as like, though there's people that create it, and then there's people who love it, and then it gets loved so much that it gets brought up to somebody like my cousin, and they're gonna read it, and then they interpret it, and they don't interpret it in the way that the fans enjoy it, and they want to take its fundamentals and work with it, and at the fundamental core they think they're doing it right. Look at like the Dragon Ball Z movie that was god awful, right? They took the fundamentals and they're like, but we can do better, but you couldn't, and you got away from what made the story great. And if you really buckled down and you took a movie and you gave us what it is at its what it really is and what we're watching to enjoy, you will have successful franchises, comic book and video game movie alike. Look at Sonic. Sonic was going to get released and people were so hard on Sonic the way he looked. They're like, we're not going to watch this movie. Are you kidding me? They're like, all right, fans aren't happy.
Same with Shrek 5. Same with Shrek 5
Let's go
now.
back. Let's remake. This isn't good. We want them to be happy. Boom. They redid the way that Sonic looks. They've made 3 Sonic movies.
Yeah.
And they're successful. All of them were successful.
There's a fourth one.
Great.
There's a fourth one coming.
They're great. I believe it. They're so good. And they re-inspired Jim Carrey to get back into acting because he was retired after the second one. And the fact that he came back and he's still doing it just shows that like how good of the response is that he's getting. But Assassin's Creed shit the bed. Super Mario, the original one,
I forgot about the movie that they made about Assassin's Creed. It was DreamWorks? Oh, wow.
Fucking horrible movie, right?
Yeah.
Also, Assassin's Creed got horrible with time. They got lost in their own sauce too, on a game level.
Yeah.
But Mortal Kombat, the original 90s movies feel better because they were more to what we experience out of the game itself.
Yeah.
The new story was like, it was fucking terrible. The main character that they were trying to push wasn't even a Mortal Kombat character, and his actual power move was like, I like the joke that it's plot armor because he would just create armor around his body, and I like the joke that his actual super ability was plot armor, and because in the beginning of the movie he can't even win an MMA fight, and then he's beating Goro with a karate chop, and it's like you guys are ruining the stuff that we like because you're trying to be too over the top, or you're trying to just not deliver the actual product. Take The Last Ronin, okay? The story The Last Ronin.
I don't remember.
And deliver. It's cool. I'll tell you what it is. Okay. It's a graphic novel of Michelangelo being the last standing Ninja Turtle. Everybody else was killed. And he starts brandishing a black bandana, and he has everybody's weapons, and he's on a revenge path for his brothers. And then, spoiler alert, super spoiler alert, and I'm going to say it here, okay? Because it's already Michelangelo, but it's a dream, okay? It's a dream, wakes up, everybody's alive, but this was a nightmare he had or whatever. And it's such a cool movie, or it's such a cool graphic novel that someone made it into like an animated film, sort of, and it was a hit. If you take that and you give us that on the big screen, it'll be a success. And that's as easy as it to say. It will be a success. The Joker that laughs, a cool Batman tale, right, of an alternate reality Batman. If you take that story and you put it on the big screen and it'll be rated R, it'll sell, it'll do great because you're giving us what we want to see, but we want to see it move. We don't want to see it sit still on page. We want to see it in live action. Yeah. That's all we're looking for.
I think I don't know if Narnia was at any point DreamWorks. I think it was like Walden Media, more Warner Brothers. But do you think that Narnia, or would you suggest Narnia to your cousin? Probably they should pick it back up. But like, do you think Narnia would do well under DreamWorks? Because I think the third movie was DreamWorks, and they were working on The Silver Chair. The Silver Chair originally was the first book in the series, but not chronologically, sadly.
I have no idea. I have no tie to the books of Narnia, to be honest with you. I've never even watched any of them.
Yeah. Okay, so time is just running out for us. So I have a few more questions. I have like 3 more left. So if your
no problem.
If your life was ever to be a video game or a movie, what would it be titled, and why?
A School of Hard Knocks.
Okay, interesting. Mine would be either ... or What the Fuck, or even What Now.
I feel like my life's a constant. I feel like everyone's lives really, but like in my experience, I feel like I've had a lot of challenges on a personal level.
Yeah.
Most of my life has been I'm not somebody who's had a lot of like relationships. Besides, I've had great friendships. I'm talking like I've never had like spouses or like I was married for a little bit. Like that was like my like real serious like relationship. But like most of my life, I've not had relationships like that. So it's been a lot of like self-learning and experience and overcoming a lot of different things and doing a lot of stuff people didn't expect me to do, like being the metalhead kid that ended up working in the rap industry for a long time with buddies in the Chicago rap scene.
100%.
And that's cool. Every time I look back on it, like that's cool. I'm glad that like every era of my life I've like had different experiences so far.
Yeah, because I also like, I don't know if like the band Cypress Hill counts as like metal rap or alternative metal or alternative rock.
I would just say
rap.
They're alternative rock / rap.
Okay, so that also falls into your probably your style, or more what you would sing if you had to, like, if you were to do more music. More of your league, that's the word.
It's in league, I would say, but my taste of music actually is very vast, believe it or not. I just don't like country music.
Yeah.
It's just not for me. It's something about it just doesn't hit home.
Yeah, I do like one aspect of country music. I like it if it was like a little bit, you sound country, like when you sing you sound country, but it's more emo trap. Because this is where some songs that I've experimented with or I'm planning on doing are gonna be headed towards, like, it's not a country album, it's more of a trap, like an emo trap album. And I do have some songs on the metal album that are emo trap but don't sound country. There was one that sounded country that I removed, I took out. I don't know if it's still there because there were like too many songs. It's called Young and Lie. I don't think it's still there, but if it were to be there, it might be something like probably different than what I would usually release, because I also dabbled into reggae music last year.
Far out.
Yeah. Okay. Which of these three things would you give up if you ever had to? Money, gaming, or love?
Gaming.
Okay.
Yeah. Not that a lot of people find a lot of their comfort in video gaming. I think with money comes the possibility of having experiences, and you should never limit yourself on the experiences that you can have.
Yeah. Okay. If you had the chance to switch lives with one celebrity from today, who would you pick and why? And this is only for one day.
I don't want to switch out live with any celebrity, honestly.
Okay, fair enough. If you had one special superpower, what would it be and why, and how would you use it?
Reality manipulation. We're going big, baby. And I would do it to mess with people because it's funny. I would create a cat just to run past you to give you a startle, and then it would disappear, and it never existed, and that's funny.
I was thinking of a question now. If you had the chance to completely cancel, and like take down any video game franchise, which one would it be?
Call of Duty.
Fair enough. To me, it would be either Dead by Daylight or probably, Call of Duty.
Ooh, or Madden. I would also take down Madden.
Why? Is it maddening you that much?
No, because Madden at one point in time cracked down on American football video gaming and made sure that other American football video games weren't able to be made by using copyrights. And that's why we had such a success of the gaming in the past of something like NFL Blitz, where it was huge for so long, and then all of a sudden its sudden disappearance. And it was because the other football games that were being created at the time were not allowed to use NFL teams. So they lost a lot of their pull when they recreated Blitz, but they used fake teams because no one gave a shit.
Yeah, kind of like I don't know if it's the same, but I'm a fan of like soccer video games. Like I'm a fan of the FIFA games, but there was like Pro Evolution Soccer at some point. Now it became esports. It's called esports now, or something like that. It's like free, but you get an update each year. They still have the rights to some teams, but I feel like back then it used to host or have the Euro Cup as its own thing. Now
so I'm
it's
saying
the
you
FIFA.
want to play your own team.
Yeah.
Most likely. More than likely you want to play your own team. Not everybody's hometown pride. We got to just assume that, right?
Yeah.
But if you are, you're most excited about that. And then people are like, if I couldn't make it play an NBA game that had Michael Jordan, but you know there's a character creator, what's someone going to do? They're going to create Michael Jordan. That's gonna happen.
100%. Sorry, it wasn't. It's not free. You just it's like probably subscription based. Actually, no. Now that I remember off, because when I got it, it was free for a while. Now they're like subscription based. It's either you pay for it. It just updates yearly. It doesn't like release like FIFA 25, FIFA 26, FIFA 24. It doesn't do that anymore. It just updates, but it's either subscription based or you can keep the old games. You don't have to update if you don't want to pay.
And Call of Duty needs to get shut down because they've bastardized the fun of first-person shooter gaming.
Yeah. Okay, so the final questions are gonna be food related. What's your favorite drink of choice?
Pop.
Okay. Weirdest food you've ever had?
Weirdest food I've ever had. I guess alligator burgers, possibly.
The heck?
I try to eat weird foods. Alligator burgers were good. I've eaten ostrich.
Okay.
I'm down for it. I want to be that guy that eats weird stuff that's supposed to taste good. I'm like, if I ever get a chance to travel globally to certain places, I'll try the weird food that people think is going to be disgusting.
Yeah. We have something here similar to haggis. Haggis is like just stuffed sheep belly or like lamb belly. But we take like cow intestines and we stuff them.
I'd eat it.
Yeah. The weirdest thing I've eaten is octopus or squid, actually.
I love octopus and squid. I'm a big fan.
But now I imagine Squidward in front of me, and I was like, nope, I'm not eating Squidward. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've actually had some people tell me that they don't want to eat octopus because they feel bad eating an intelligent creature, and I feel that's a fair argument.
Yeah. Okay, what's your favorite comfort food of all time?
Macaroni and cheese, hot dogs.
Mine would be either chocolate or pineapple pizza. And speaking of weird combination and weird food, I like ketchup on rice.
That's cool. I do. I grew up on like ketchup and mac and cheese. It's not like a big deal to me. It still happens once in a while.
Yeah, people get grossed out of like pineapple pizza and rice or ketchup on rice. I'm like, I love just making them even more furious, and I tell them like, I specifically put ketchup on the pineapple pieces of the pineapple pizza.
Cool, man. Like I'm from a pizza state, so like
nice.
If you enjoy however you enjoy your pie, you eat that pie, man.
Hell yeah. Speaking of state, what's your favorite food or a traditional food from your state or country that you want to introduce people to.
I am a Chicagoan, so obviously my go-tos will be I love Chicago-style hot dogs and deep dish pizza. And it's not a casserole; it's a deep dish pizza. I have arguments with my friends. There's different ways to make it, but typically it's just a very thick pizza.
Oh, wow.
Some people put too much sauce on it. I do agree. I don't go to those places though, so I love a good. The people argue because when it's hot, you probably got to eat it with a fork and knife because it's so heavy.
Yeah.
But if you let it cool off, you normally will end up being able to eat it by the slice, but it's stupid big.
So the final question is, if you could only eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Probably different types of salad, man. I feel like you can do a lot with a salad.
Yeah. Yeah, we have one of our traditional food here is called fattoush. It's like basically a salad, but I think if you Google it, you're gonna see which ingredients it had. It had radishes, it has like sliced tomatoes or like diced tomatoes actually. It has a lot of ingredients, and it has like you take the pita bread and you just heat it up until it becomes like solid and crunchy. So it's so delicious. I recommend it.
Kind of reminds me of matzah.
Yeah. Anyways, I wanted to keep this episode very chill, so we are not going to go into anything mental health or anything. Well, we've spoken about a lot of different topics that I really enjoyed, but this is basically all the time we have. Thank you so much, Diezel, for being a part of this podcast.
Dude, thanks for having me. And I so enjoyed myself, and I appreciated this approach. Like, I've listened to a lot of your tea times. I've had so much fun, dude. I would love to do another one with you one day.
Of course.
This was a lot of fun to me.
Diezel approached me earlier, like a few weeks earlier, saying that episode 100, not only Diezel, but like someone else as well, should be about me. And I'm down for the idea. I've been planning it. I even have the thumbnail ready, and I'm down for it. So we should do it.
I have another thing to add on to that for you.
Yeah.
I think it would be super cool if you had different questions read to you from different of your favorite people.
I was gonna say, like, I think it would be even cooler if like several people ask me questions, and I think I don't know if I would be able to get them all together, but I would like ask people to send me a voice note or a voice message of them asking me questions that they want me to answer, like for the podcast, because I'm gonna be planning a big event for episode 100, and I'm gonna go beyond 100.
Well, if you need someone to sit down with you and ask you a question and get a response, I am more than happy to do it with you.
I'd be happy about that. So with that being said, please go check out itsDIEZEL. It's gonna be the episode handle. Go check him out on Twitch. Whenever you get the chance, go follow him. Hang out in his streams. Really cool guy, really chill dude. I love being in his streams. I love watching his roleplay. I laugh my ass off sometimes. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
All right. Later, guys.